Haywood and number 22, Charles. I think that's 22. We're going to have to maybe get help on this one right here. 22. Yeah. Charles. Let's rock and roll. We got Johnson jumping against Santamont, and we are underway with Patterson controlling the tip. Jacks with a little dribble handoff on the right side of the floor. Haywood picks up the dribble. To the right side of the floor they go. Charles. Patterson off the bounce. Penetrates into the lane. Shoots up. No. Rebound goes to the floor. Second chance opportunity. Stolen away by Terrence, though. Tarpon's pushing in transition. 2-on-2 break. Chubby T, one-footed shot in the lane. No, or just outside of the lane, rather. Just missed it. Home run pass hits the roof.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do if you're Patterson. But early on, the Tarpons are denying number 2 to basketball. Johnson.
He could score it. I was looking at their scorebook. He in their last game got a bunch of points. But he could fill it up. Not a bad idea. Cantrell, left side of the floor. Chubby T for 3. Way strong. Rebound goes to the Jacks. Pushing it in transition down the floor. They fire a long 3. No. Rebound goes to Petrie. Now Santamont's got it.
You give them that shot all night.
Petrie coming down the floor to Sava on the left side. Aiden thought about the 3 as it deflected into Cantrell's hands. Feeds it to Terrence at the rim. Lays it up and good.
Carter Cantrell does such a great job of getting into the paint and passing to the weak side of the open man.
So Chubby T gets the first 2. The students are going wild. Screen set for Leonard, and it's a blocking foul called on Cullen Santamont. Ran through the screen. It was a 50-50 call. The Tarpons thought it was a moving screen. The officials disagreed. And if you're Patterson right now, I really think this is a situation, Brian, where you got to slow your offense. Couple of rush shots. You threw a pass, hit the roof. Just kind of settle down here. You know, attack off the bounce, feed it inside, and draw a foul. That's a better possession. Haywood will shoot 2.
Yeah, Southall got the foul, but he stopped the layup.
So 2 shots coming. Oh, that's wow. I thought they missed that one. They're going to say it's on the floor. I think Tarpons caught a break there. Get it to the baseline. Cantrell hounding and stealing the basketball from the ball handler. In transition, a reverse. Oh, there we go, Cantrell. And it's 4-0 Tarpons.
Yeah, that's a good finish by Carter Cantrell.
Started off with a great steal on top of it. Charles getting that high screen. Now to Haywood. Haywood has it nearly stolen by Terrence. The ball's loose. Long pass to the left side of the floor. Tarpons are hounding those ball handlers, and finally a foul is called. Something had to give. We had to either have a turnover or a foul or something there. There was a lot of contact. Finally, they do get the block.
Yeah, that's one of those tough fouls where it's great hustle and just
hustle.
Yeah.
But as we have a whistle and the Lumberjacks will inbound the basketball, it is the 3rd team foul on South Lafourche. So we'll keep an eye on that. Charles. Cross midcourt, dribble handoff top of the key. To the left side they go Haywood. Haywood thought maybe got tied up. Instead they'll say it's out of bounds to the Jacks.
Yeah, they got to watch. Eventually the Tarpon weak side help's going to come over to take charges.
Looking to get it inbounds. They do right in front of the students. Charles feeding the block. Tarpons are poking away at it. They'll get it to the right corner for a 3. In and out. Rebound goes to Cantrell.
That was a good look for Johnson.
Cantrell has it stolen away by Haywood, trying to get it to Petrie. Haywood up in the air and will reverse it under the basket for a shot that's up and good. That was Taylor who scored it. Or excuse me, Thomas. Patterson.
Lumberjacks, yep.
Bringing pressure. Tarpons break the pressure.
Oh, man.
Cantrell to Cantrell. Asava on the right side to Kobe for 3. Oh, in and out.
That's a good look from Colby. He makes them most of the time.
Yeah, usually a shot he makes with a lot of regularity. Patterson with a step back, long two, no. Rebound, second chance. Ball poked away, and that's going to go to South Lafourche. Good active hands.
The Tarpons are going to have to box out on the weak side. You're not going to out-jump people for the rebound.
So 4:34 to go in the opening quarter. The Tarpons have a 2-point, 4-2 lead. Terrence to Savoie, gets it to Sanamon across the timeline. Back to Terrence. Terrence to Cantrell, feeding it to Savoie. Savoie at the rim, blocked away. Good strong block by Haywood. Jacks will attack, getting it to the corner. Now left wing for an open three. Good, and they take the lead. 5-4. So Patterson has quieted the crowd for the time being. Can the Tarpons get them back going again? Savoie into Cantrell. Now Sanamon backing down, shoots it up, and good. Good strong move by Cullen Sanamon. The Tarpons regain the lead 6-5. Charles handing it to Haywood. Now Verdon. Right in front of the students, Johnson. That's a really tough shot.
Yeah.
No, rebound goes to Terrence Petrie, and Terrence is fouled. So that's just a bad sequence. You shoot a really tough mid-range off-balance shot and then commit a cheap foul on top of it on the rebound.
Yeah, credit the Tarpon defense forcing that bad shot from the Lumberjacks.
Now Chubby T will come across the timeline. To Cantrell on the right side to Savoie. Back to Petrie. Tarpons working it around the horn. Savoie studying the action to Cantrell. Carter Cantrell on the left side. Has it deflected and stolen. Here comes Patterson. Does not have numbers. 2-on-4. Now they'll trail the play. Get it into the hands of Charles, being hounded by Carter Cantrell. Students making some noise. 2:48 to go in the opening quarter. We'll attack into the lane, and we got an offensive foul. Moving screen, the call on the Lumberjacks.
On 12.
And that foul will go on Thomas, and a timeout, I think, will be called by Patterson. It is a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Brian, what you seeing, man? Look, Tarpons again, some good shots, maybe not converting. Patterson's made a three, and they're just kind of hanging around. Almost feels like a heavyweight fight where both fighters are just kind of feeling one another out here in the early stages.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think the tempo is going to affect Patterson at all. I think they may want to play a little fast, but Tarpons is doing a good job right now. You got to rebound the basketball, especially on the weak side. But, I mean, Carter Cantrell, the defense he's playing, he got that one foul, but he stays in front of the basketball. And he's low already. You know what I mean? He's low to the ground, and I think he has great footwork.
Coach Pokey has not yet made a sub, so it is still the original 5 out of the timeout. Tarpons in possession of the basketball. Neither team yet in the bonus.
Patterson switching.
Terrence Petrie studying the floor. Backdoor cut to Cantrell at the rim. Lays it up. No. Rebound goes out of bounds. Should be Tarpon basketball, and it is. Coach Pokey will give a call to his guys. Let's see what it is. Terrence gets it to Cantrell on the left side. Now Carter Cantrell, Aiden Savoie top of the key. Petrie to Cantrell. Kicks it to little brother, or big brother actually, missed it. Gets his own miss. Feeds it to Sanamon, deflected and stolen. Here come the Jacks. The coach actually instructing them to push. They want to push the tempo. Johnson picks up the dribble, working it to the right side of the floor. Into the lane, kicking it for a three. Haywood got it. Jacks are playing well, 8-6. That's 2 threes in the opening quarter. Cantrell feeding it to Sanamon on the block. Cullen turning face, backs down at the rim, shoots it up, no. and it'll go out of bounds to Patterson.
Yeah, that last time they had Sanamon in the paint. They waited too long to get him the basketball.
Cantrell, Savoie, and Sanamon check out. Meathead, Otan, and Jaden Smith check in for the Tarpons. With 1:35 to go in the opening quarter, it's Patterson on the road with a 2-point lead. Charles. Tarpons jump the screen.
Travel.
A carry, something. Something wasn't right there. It is a carry, the call. The Tarpons will take over possession. See if the Tarpons could get a bucket here. 1:18 and counting. Otan on the right side of the floor holding it high. To Dardar, reversing it to Terrence. To Smith. Meathead can make that three. Strong. Rebound goes to Patterson. They'll push it down the floor. That's 11. Verdon with the basketball, reversing it to Haywood. Inside of a minute in the opening quarter. Attack. Verdon working on Cantrell. 43 seconds to go. And the Tarpons get a stop. Try to end the quarter strong. Get it to the right corner for a three. No. Rebound goes to the floor. Jaden Smith's got it to Petrie. 27 seconds to go for the Tarps. Petrie feeding it to Dardar. Wide open at the rim. Lays it up and good. Good job by Meathead running the floor, and it's 8-8. Patterson will try to hold for one here. The Tarpons do have the arrow. They get it across at 10 seconds. Johnson. Tarpons have a foul to give. Dancing with Meathead to the corner. Haywood, that's maybe blocked by Terrence. That'll be the end of the first quarter with our score. South Lafourche 8, Patterson 8. Good game brewing here. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. 8-8. Casey just got here with Coach Brian Collier. Buddy, what you seeing, man? We got two teams that are drawn even after a quarter.
Two very good basketball teams right now getting after one another. Which team is going to get the defensive stops right here in the second quarter?
Otan, Dardar, Smith, Kobe Cantrell, and Terrence Petrie on the floor as the Tarpons have it first.
You know, the set play.
Smith to Chubby T on the right side. Looking around, gets it to Cantrell for a three. Ooh, just missed. Rebound goes to Dardar, shoots it up, blocked away. So Patterson will get the stop. Tarpons did get the look that they wanted. Hayward working on Petrie. Tags behind the back. Dribble. T just clean takes it away. Tarpons now pushing it down the floor. Chubby T all the way into lane. Feeds it to Smith. Lays it up. No. Got it back. Shoots it up. No. Couple of misses in the paint. Now Johnson. Step back three. No. Air ball. And the students are going to let him hear about that. Dardar has it deflected and stolen. A little sluggish. Now Patterson running the floor. Good active hands by Cantrell. Got away with how many
3 seconds?
Goodness. Patterson will steady themselves. Charles. Now they got it in the hands of Johnson. That's where they want the dribble handoff. Working into Haywood. Haywood gets that screen. Tarpons jump that screen, and they'll get it to the middle of the floor, to the right corner for an open three. Got it. And Coach Pokey will call a timeout. And Patterson has 11 points, and 9 of them have come via three-pointers.
Lumberjacks are doing a good job on defense, moving the ball in the half-court set. But if you get a steal and you think you're going to have a transition basket against the Tarpons, that don't happen. They come from behind, you knock the ball out of bounds, or they contest your shot. It's just, you got to earn every single point.
Tarpons are getting talking to, and my apologies, I didn't realize there's a full timeout. We should have taken the break there. But Coach Pokey was giving his guys a little talking to here. He wants them to kind of wake up. Didn't like that last defensive possession, and also didn't like the body language walking off of the floor after the timeout. So we'll see if the Tarpons can get a little jolt of lightning here. With Savoie, Petrie, Otan, Kobe Cantrell, and Jaden Smith on the floor for Big Blue. And we rock on. Patterson on top by 3. Early stages of the second quarter. Petrie to Cantrell, back to Savoie, top of the key. The T in the corner, steps into it. Bang!
Nice set play coming out the timeout. Terrence had a wide open look at the bucket on a baseline 3.
We're tied at 11. T nearly gets a steal on McDaniel. McDaniel being a little loose with the handle. Tarpons trying to pry it away. It'll lead to another open corner 3. That's good. Patterson making them all right now. Quickly back the other way. Otan gets it to Savoie. Feeds it to Smith down low. Bangs down. Shoots it up and good.
Good touch.
So Jaden Smith makes the baby hook. And it's 14-13. Now can the Tarpons get a stop? Charles. Dribble handoff to McDaniel. McDaniel to Verdon. To McDaniel in front of the student section. Penetrates. Tough shot. Got it. That's a tough one. McDaniel scores it. I'll tip your cap there. That's a high degree of difficulty. Petrie to Cantrell. Back to Savoie. Back to Terrence. Terrence on the left side. Attacks. Feeds it to Smith down low. Lays it up. Blocked. Got it back. Shoots it up and in. Jaden Smith making an impact.
That's one thing, Jaden Smith. If you block the first, he doesn't give up.
4:43 to go. Patterson up by 1. Step back 3. My goodness. Charles scores it. 19-15. Otan back to Smith, and we'll draw the foul. So Patterson was a little busy admiring their work on the offensive side. Got beat down the floor. And Jaden Smith will shoot 2.
Yeah, if you don't get back, the Tarpons will make you pay.
See if the 10th grader step into these. He missed it sharp. Carter Cantrell will check into the game. Patterson will get Johnson and Hayward back in. Second shot coming for Smith. If you're the Jacks, you got to make sure you got a body on Savoie, because he is a sneaky good rebounder down there. Free throw is good. Cullen Santamont will check into the game. Jaden Smith will get a breather. Jacks are up 3 with the basketball. Johnson working on Savoie. Tarpons trying to get a stop. It's been a little while since they've gotten one. Three-point shot has been the friend of Patterson. They back it into the paint now on the corner. And a foul will be called on Carter Cantrell on the drive. Thought for a second Patterson was stepping on that out-of-bounds line back there. Boy, they were real close.
And look, Patterson they're getting the ball on the block, but they're kicking it right back out for threes.
Tough shot in the paint is no good. Rebound goes up in the air. Tarpons are trying to pull it away. Savoie will tie it up. The arrow will point to Patterson.
Yeah, what a jump on?
Yeah, tie up. 19-16, Patterson in front, 4:03 to go in the opening half. The Jacks will have this possession out of the jump ball. Get it out to Johnson. Working around to Charles. He's made some tough shots, as has Johnson. Into the lane, shoots it up and good.
He just threw that up.
So they have been hot, red hot, and it's a 5-point game. The home crowd, little antsy here. Cantrell into the lane, lays it up and traveled. So the Jacks come down the floor, look to add to their lead. To the right side, Sava momentarily knocks it from Johnson. He's in his hip. The right baseline, little lazy pass, but they do get it to McDaniel. McDaniel attacks, feeds it inside for a layup that's good. Tarpons fell asleep on defense. Quickly back the other way. Cantrell, the Euro, lays it up. No. Rebound goes to Santamont. Santamont power dribble, shoots it up. No foul. Rebound goes to Patterson. They're the ones playing with pace and vibe right now. Get it into the paint, working on Santamont, backing down, get him up in the air, lay it up and good, and the Jacks are dominating right now. Coach Pokey needs a timeout. Oh, actually, they'll actually get a warning. I thought Coach Pokey called a timeout. It's actually a bench warning on Patterson.
Good job by the official warning them at least.
You were not given that same luxury a couple times.
With some, you can't put a toe on the court.
Petrie across the timeline. Tarpons desperately need a bucket here. Cantrell feeds it to Santamont, and this the bunny. Here come the Jacks. Long pass down the floor, spinning at the rim, laying it up. They have a double-digit lead. And the Tarpons are stunned. And Brian, quite frankly, it's a 30. We saw this team play earlier this season. It didn't look anything like this. But that's what we talked about in the pregame. You don't know what you're going to get when they show up here. Right now, it's the good Patterson, and they're up by 11 on the road.
And look, I don't know if they can sustain this, if they can keep this play up. And it's the tempo's up, but I think the Tarpons are a little bit out of control. And it doesn't help when you miss this easy. Cullen had that shot, but the time before, he put the shot up, and there was all kinds of contact with no call.
Yeah.
So it's tough sometimes to put that shot up when you're thinking you can have contact and there's none.
An 11-point game in favor of the visitors. Not very many people expected to see that here tonight. We'll see if the Tarpons could end the first half strong. Petrie getting it to Savoie across the timeline to Cantrell. Jaden Smith, top of the key, reversing the basketball to Kobe Cantrell. Now to Petrie for a three. He's fouled. And boy, that's a mistake Patterson cannot afford to make. Fouling T, shooting a three.
And that play right there, that was the third option off of that play to get Terrence the shot at the top of the key. Good job by the Tarpons going through the entire play.
So Petrie will attempt all three of them. Made the first. He's back to a 10-point game. Just the second team foul on the Jacks. His team makes the second. One more for the senior guard. He made them all. It's 27-19 the score. And the Tarpons get a stop. Defense has been the area of concern. Patterson has made some real tough shots in the first half. Get it to the post area and a backdoor cut and a layup that's up and good. Back up to a 10-point game. Petrie to Cantrell. Savoie top of the key to Smith. Smith to Cantrell. Cantrell all the way through, lays it up. No, but a foul will be called. And boy, that's a tough one because you do get the two free throws, you do get the foul, but Jaden Smith was flying in there to flush home the second chance. Now you got to earn them at the line. Carter shoots it up and good. 29-20 the score.
Big stretch here for the Tarpons to end this first half.
And he made them both. So the Tarpons have made 5 in a row at the line. Meathead will check into the game. Jacks are making everything they throw up here. Can they continue to finish the half strong? Haywood spins down. That's a walk. Yeah, I was about to say it's got to be a walk. And Tarpons do get the whistle there. .125 to go in the opening half. Petrie across the timeline by the defender. Gets it to Savoie. Thought about the three, and he'll have it poked away from behind. It's a little sloppy for the Tarpon offense. It's a little sluggish. Johnson. Working on Dardar.
Dang.
Into the lane. Throws it up. A foul will be called. And 2 shots will be coming for Johnson.
Crowd not happy.
Frankly, I think they need to go see Advanced Eye Institute because I thought that was a pretty clear foul. Free throws for Johnson. He shoots it up, and it is good. Got to block out here if you're South Lafourche. Smith and Dardar are on those blocks. Missed it. Rebound goes to Petrie. Tarpons, Cantrell pushing it down the floor, feeds it to little brother, lays it up. No, Jaden Smith flies in as it blocked. Out on the floor, and a travel will be called on Patterson.
Yeah, Spokane wants a foul way before that inside on the block.
I think the Tarpons need to just start going through that contact. They're trying so hard to not get fouled on those layups. Dardar. Petrie on the left side. No. Rebound goes to the Jacks. Boy, that one would have been a big shot. Patterson up 9 on a night where it feels like it's just not going the Tarpons' way so far.
I don't know if they can hold this to the last shot.
There you go. Mid-range shot good, though, by Charles. So that creates a chance for the Tarpons to get 2 possessions in a row. 18 seconds on the clock, and they have the arrow. Petrie being hounded, gets it to Cantrell. Dardar attacks Euros, misses the layup. How many layups are the Tarpons going to miss? Patterson now with a chance. Down the floor on the right side, deflected out of bounds by Jaden Smith. 1.7 to go for the Jacks. Savoie will check into the game for Dardar. Patterson will inbound the basketball. They're going to have to catch and shoot really quick. Deflected. That should have started the clock. That should be the end of the half, and it is. So the Jacks have an 11-point lead on the road. It's 32-21. They're out in front of South Lafourche. We'll be back in 3 minutes here at the halftime report on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Just here with Coach Brian Colley. At the half, Patterson has a 32-21 lead over the Tarpons. And, buddy, look, man, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Patterson has played better than South Lafourche has. They've made shots. They protected the ball better. We thought the Tarpons would kind of make some runs at them and, force some timeouts, and that hasn't happened. Tarpons are missing some shots in the paint. And you add it all up, and you got the visitors who have an 11-point lead, man. I'm sure Coach Pokey's telling his guys, man, we got to start playing better because right now, frankly, the better team in the first half is the team that's winning. Now it's up to the Tarpons to change that mojo.
Yeah, just go into the locker room, don't panic. I think the Tarpons have a couple runs in them in the second half. But, look, Patterson is knocking down the shots. They started from the outside, and they attacked the inside. They're doing a good job of penetrating and kicking out with threes. I want to see now officials let them play this first half. I'm curious to see how it's going to be in the second half, if they're going to tighten up or just more of the first half. But Tarpons are going to have to do a better job of when they get into the paint, they have to finish. And you coming up to shoot a layup, but the weak side can jump. They're coming over from the weak side, blocking shots, and they blocked a couple, and it's forcing the Tarpons to change their shots on the inside, and they're not finishing. And look, they don't foul Terrence right there. That's 3 points less they have.
Yeah, look, let me ask you this. One of the things that has been a problem for the Tarpons is getting stops, and that's not been a problem this season. Defense has kind of powered this team. So at the half, what are you telling the guys, if you're Coach Pokey, to kind of refocus and try to make sure that, hey, man, we can't give up 32 more points here in the second half?
And rebound the basketball. You can't give them second chances at the basket. And just run your offense. You're going to get good looks. You're going to knock shots down, but you're going to have to rebound the basketball. And again, can Patterson shoot the ball away that well in the second half?
If they do, you're going to probably lose the game.
Yeah, and there's not much you can do about it. But I don't think they're going to shoot the ball like that in the second half. The Tarpons got to realize over a period of time, it's going, you got to get back and chip away at the lead. I don't know if Patterson can, let's say this game gets into the fourth quarter, I don't know if Patterson can slow the game down, and that will maybe allow the Tarpons to get back in it.
So that's the next question that I would have. Look, it's a Tarpon team. I don't know if they've been down double digits all year. We were at the Denham Springs game. That was a close game throughout. So if you're Coach Pokey, how are you making sure the guys understand, hey, we're down 11. We're going to be down this possession. We're going to be down next possession. We're going to be down the possession. Just by the sheer math of it, no matter what we do, we're going to be down for a while. How do you get them to understand that there's no 11-point shot here that, boom, in one spark is going to get rid of everything?
Yeah, possession by possession. That's right. You got to each possession, but you got to score on offense, but you're going to have to stop them on defense.
Yeah.
And I think Patterson's going to continue shooting the basketball. They're not going to stop. I'm curious to see if they're going to try and maybe attack on the inside in this second half or not. But they stayed in the locker room a long time.
For a team that shot it as well as they did in the first half, I am a little surprised that they're still in that locker as the Tarpons are out there getting up some shots. Now, elephant in the room. We talked about it with Coach Pokey today. South Lafourche has had some third quarters this season where they have drummed people. No better time like the present, but if you're Patterson, I'm sure you're letting your guys know, hey, there's still 16 long minutes of basketball. If they rest on their laurels at all, this is a team within a stretch of 4 or 5 minutes could claw this thing back to even.
The first 3 or 4 minutes are going to be very important, I think, for both teams in the second half, and we'll see. I mean, I don't know if Patterson can play with a lead.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see in the second half. But South Lafourche, just run your offense, get the ball inside, get to the foul line. That's one way. Stop the clock, get to the free throw line, and you're going to eventually get back into this game.
So let me ask you this, Bud. The clock reads 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The Lumberjacks are up by 11. Not very many people saw that coming. So let me ask you, what do the Tarpons have to do to reverse that first half in the second half and give themselves a chance to get this home victory before Christmas?
Play Tarpon basketball and push the ball when it's there. And you got to understand, if you pushing the ball and you're making a low post move, the weak side can come over and can block your shot or make you change your shot. And I think Patterson is doing a good job of rebounding the basketball. The Tarpons are not getting these, you call them trash buckets, but the offensive boards, when it's a loose ball, they pick it up and score. They're not getting these right now. And it's just be patient getting back into the lead, getting back in it.
No doubt. Hey, look, a reminder to you guys, we do not have play-by-play tomorrow, Christmas Eve. We're going to be off until next week. But we are going to be back next week letting you guys know what everything that's going to be happening in the world of local sports and beyond. And we hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. And I'll say here on this platform, just like I did on play-by-play, everybody in the 10th Ward, if you are at a holiday party in the next several days and you have had too much to drink, if you're watching the LSU game on Saturday and you've had too much to drink, call the Greater Lafourche Port Commission. There is no excuse in drive, but especially now until January the 1st, they're offering a free service. You call the dispatch, they'll come pick you up and bring you back home. Don't get on the road drunk over the holidays, y'all. Let's be safe. Let's take advantage of that service. Tarpons are on the floor, Patterson on the floor. The teams will be playing basketball in just a second here from the tank.
You know, I think right now the pressure is on Patterson.
Yeah, I would
that
think
might
so.
sound crazy to keep this lead here.
Can the Tarpons make that run to just kind of make them sweat? And if that run comes, can the Lumberjacks withstand it? We'll find out. We got 16 minutes of basketball left in a first half where Patterson, frankly, made just about everything. Tarpons will have possession first. They will be going left or right.
Tarpons going to come with a set play here.
It is the original five, the Cantrell brothers, Sentimont, Savoy, and Pete. Let's rock and roll.
Zone defense.
Cantrell to Savoy.
Nope, man.
And it's a Cantrell for a three. Oh, man. A foul is going to be called by the official farthest away from the play. There was an official right there who didn't see anything on that screen, and it wipes away what would have been a made three, and they'll say the shot did not count. So Patterson will come across the timeline. That's a tough one to start the half. They'll feed it to Johnson. Johnson up in the air, missed it. Rebound goes to Cantrell. Petrie downhill all the way through. Feeds it to Sentimont, doesn't catch it clean. Cantrell will save it up in the air back to Sentimont. Backing down in traffic, and he's fouled. Baseline out of bounds opportunity for the Tarps. Cantrell. Petrie on the right side. Chubby T. Cantrell gets him up in the air into the lane. Draws the foul and one. What a boy. This place is, I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the game, but this place is waiting to explode as Cantrell makes the free throw. It is down to an 8-point game. Third quarter Tarpons has been a thing all year. Can the Tarpons have another strong third quarter here? Hayward working on Petrie. Terrence trying to poke it away. Nearly a steal. Patterson had him beat back door. They didn't see it. Get away with a walk. They'll feed it inside, and it is a foul on Sentimont. Jaden Smith will check into the game. Get it inbounds to Johnson. On the right wing, Johnson. Being hounded by Savoy. That's got to be 5 seconds. Yeah, I was about to say, he could only dribble that basketball for so long. There is the 5-second call finally. And the Tarpons will take over possession. It just feels like when you shake up a 2-liter of Coke, at some point it blows up. This gym is waiting to blow up. Can the Tarpons make that shot to send them over the edge? Petrie, how about it? A three. No. Rebound goes to Patterson. Oh, Smith will steal it away. Lay it up and good. Boy, if he would have went up with one hand and jammed it home. The Tarpons will take the two nonetheless, though. Charles. It's a 5-0 run for South Lafourche out of the lockers. Blocked away by Smith. Cantrell diving on the floor. Whose ball? Out of bounds to Patterson. Great hustle by Cantrell, however.
This game is on the verge of just getting out of hand.
The Jacks have it stolen away. Terrence will be in transition at the rim. He lays it up and good. Third quarter Tarpons, baby. It's a thing. They're fired up. It's a 4-point game. The student section going insane. Dribble handoff for the Jacks. Johnson kicks it to the corner for an open three. What an answer. South Lafourche quickly back in transition. 5:30 to go in the third. Savoie to Cantrell. Now Kobe Cantrell. Back to big brother Carter. Chubby T didn't catch it clean. Uses the screen from Smith all the way through, reverses it in. 35-30.
Yeah, you can't let Terrence get that close to the rim.
Patterson made a three a minute ago to put a little water on the fire. Steal nearly by Terrence. Couldn't quite save it. Knocks it out of bounds.
And look, and you can just feel Patterson getting out of control right now.
5 minutes to go in the third. The Tarpons have shaved 6 points off of the deficit in the third.
Not sure what we're waiting for.
They made a sub. Deflection on the inbound, stolen away. Cantrell at the rim, lays it up, and good. Patterson needs a timeout. They're not calling one yet. It is a 3-point game. It was an 11-point game. This place is wild right now. Cantrell guarding the basketball. McDaniel reversing the dribble. Dribble handoff to stolen away. Cantrell at the rim. Euro lays it up. No. Smith flying in. Yeah! Timeout Patterson. The gym goes wild. Third quarter Tarpon is a real thing, baby. They're going to call a walk here. I don't think they gave him the timeout. I think they're calling a travel.
Yeah, they
Patterson got the ball in and just started walking to the sideline. No one granted them the timeout. It's South Lafourche. No, it's Patterson's ball. They're going to say that the inbounds never happened. No, it's Patterson's ball. The inbounds never happened. Now we rock and roll. Stolen away by Petrie again. Can anybody get it? Savoie diving on the floor. Patterson will save it. Tarpon's got to collect themselves as a foul by Cantrell.
It's a good foul.
Yeah, they had numbers. They had numbers. What hustle. Patterson's coach is losing his mind trying to get his guys under control. They were up 11 at the half. That has already been shaved down to a 1-point lead. And it's just turnovers that's creating second chances and transition opportunities for the Tarpons. Johnson working on Savoie, goes to the floor. Savoie steals it away, gets it to Petrie. Terrence in transition all the way through, missed it. Rebound goes to the Jacks. McDaniel, long pass down the floor to the right corner. Can Patterson throw some water on the fire again? Johnson to the left side, dribble handoff, nearly stepping out of bounds, but walking the tightrope. Jones on Otan, who's just checked in. And a timeout will be called by Patterson. The Tarpon defense doing a very good job. And it's so loud you can't even hear the whistle in here. I think it's a full timeout. So we'll take it with them. The Tarpons are on a run, but they're still down one. We'll be back in a minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Now, 3:33 to go in the third quarter. They tag the lane, kick it to the corner. Haywood for a three. Got it. Big shot. They have been making shots from the outside with regularity in this one. Otan. With the Pete. Petrie gets it to Smith, down low, lays it up and good. Breakout game for Jaden Smith. He has been outstanding tonight. 2-point game. Can the Tarpons get a stop and go back at him? McDaniel has it deflected. Stolen by Cantrell. Tarpons have numbers. Petrie at the rim. And no. Smith flying in. Draws the foul. Jaden Smith will shoot 2.
Good hustle from Smith down the floor. Getting that offensive board.
Boy, it feels like a playoff game in here. This gym is shaking on its foundation. Jaden Smith will shoot 2. He made the first. It's a 1-point game. Meathead checks into the game for August Otan. And boy, and I mention this every time we come to these games, doesn't it feel like Jaden Smith every game is just getting a little better and better? He is becoming a force. Has a chance here to tie it up. Missed it. Rebound goes to the floor. Terrence got it at the rim. Oh, he missed it just strong. Got to get back on defense. Patterson attacks into the lane. Makes a tough shot. That's Charles. Big swing there. Tarpons miss a layup. Patterson makes a tough one. 4-point swing. 3-point game. Terrence gets that high screen. Steps into one. In and out. Rebound goes to the floor. Savoie gets him up in the air. Draws the foul. So Aiden Savoie will shoot 2. Patterson is over the limit for the final 2:19 of the third quarter. See if Aiden could step into these. Made the first. One shot for the Tarpon senior guard. Missed it. Rebound goes to Dardar. Meathead feeds it into Smith at the rim. And one! And we're tied. Jaden Smith, hello.
You got to give credit. Landon Dardar didn't give up on the play. Got the offensive board. Found Smith underneath.
Smith has been ginormous tonight. And a chance to give his team the lead. Made it. 41-40. 2:13 to go in the third quarter. A third quarter that has been all South Lafourche. Johnson being hounded by Dardar. Feeds the paint. Deflected. Stolen. Here come the Tarpons in transition. Chubby T at the rim. Lays it up. No. Meathead shoots it up. No. Rebound goes to the floor. Smith will be tied up. Hey, now. Little pushing and shoving. The arrow's going to go. Technical foul on Patterson. Johnson got frustrated. A technical foul. Emotions running high. The Tarpons will shoot 2 here and will have possession of the basketball.
So we got the foul.
I don't think it was a foul. I think it was a tie-up.
Yes.
And then number 2 for Patterson, Johnson was deemed to be flexing his muscles during the scrum, and that's where he was called for taunting. Terrence makes the first free throw. Tarpons will have possession. He made them both. Tarpons will have the ball. Boy, if they could get a 3 or something here, the roof on this place will come off. Patterson led by 11 at the half. The Tarpons have dominated the third quarter. They lead by 3 now. Petrie to Smith. And a foul will be called. Jaden will go shoot 2.
And that's a good call by the official. The Lumberjack guy had his knee pushed with his knee.
So 2 shots coming for Jaden Smith. The sensational sophomore has been so good tonight. Boy, it can't be that the young man fouled out of the game for Patterson. They were saying, I think they're saying 12 is fouled out.
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow. We don't have the scoreboard stats, which usually help us determine those things, but I think Miss Connie was saying he fouled out. Smith shooting 2. Missed the first. Settle down, Jaden. I know that pulse is elevated. He was just in that scrum a second ago.
Dardar got to be careful here not to pick up a foul.
Jaden missed them both. Rebound goes to the Jacks. 3-point Tarpon lead in what has turned into a wild night in the tank. Patterson pitches it to the corner, now top of the key, wide open 3. No. Rebound goes to Cantrell. Petrie comes down the floor. Chubby T gets it to Dardar, to Savoie for a 3. No. Rebound goes to Cantrell. Tarpons with a second chance. 1:23 to go in the third. Petrie to Cantrell. To a cutting Dardar at the rim, lays it up, blocked away. Good block by Johnson. Now Johnson coming with a head of steam, spinning, kicking it to the corner. Good ball movement, a 3. We're tied. Boy, you can't leave them open from 3.
No.
And we got a 0-0 game again. 43 all. 53 seconds to go in the third. Savoie to cutting Cantrell at the rim. Lays it up and in. 43 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Tarpons have reversed the double-digit deficit to a 2-point lead. Patterson walking it across. And an obvious foul there on Meathead. That is going to be the foul to give.
Yep, that's okay.
The Tarpons cannot commit another foul this quarter without sending the Jacks to the line. Charles across the timeline. They do have the arrow. They have a chance to get 2 possessions in a row here if they could hold it for 20 seconds. Savoie is in the grill of Johnson. I don't know why he's so offended. By the way, Savoie's guarding him. Attack off the bounce into the corner. And nearly stolen, but instead Hayward with a 3. In and out. Rebound goes to the Jacks. Tough shot at the buzzer. Good! It is a 2. What a shot. Fading away at the buzzer, bringing us to the end of a wild third quarter. It's 45 all. We got to catch a break. We got to catch a breather. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Ball left on the clock. It's 45-45 between the Tarpons and the Lumberjacks. Tarpons steal the inbounds. Savoie, mid-range, bang. What a swing that is.
That is a big-time shot by Savoie.
Patterson thought they were going to get the first possession. Aiden steals the inbounds and makes a mid-range pull-up. And a foul will be called on Johnson, or on the drive from Johnson on Savoie. Coach Pokey thought it was a wraparound. Doesn't get the whistle.
He definitely hooked him, but I think they got Savoie before.
Tarpons have Petrie, Cantrell, Savoie, Smith, and Cantrell on the floor. High pass to Johnson. Johnson backing down. Tough one, missed it. Gets his own miss. Got it. His size is causing the Tarpons some issues, and we've got a tie ball game. 7:30 to go. 47 all. Petrie to Cantrell. Cantrell hits the curler. It's his little brother. Kobe missed it. Rebound goes to Patterson. They're trying to retake the lead. Johnson dribbling through traffic, pitching it to the right corner. It's Verdon. Now Haywood. Tarpons trying to get a stop. Defense has been an issue for both teams here in the ball game. And I think it's really been more good offense than bad defense, if we're being honest. Patterson will attack off the bounce and stepped out of bounds. Verdon put that back heel on the out of bounds line. Tarpons will get a turnover.
That good defense from the Tarpons forcing them out.
If you're just tuning in, first and foremost, shame on you. But secondly, Patterson led this game by double digits at the half. The Tarpons have come storming back. We've got a tie game in the fourth. Petrie spinning through at the rim, loses the dribble. Smith is open down there, but he throws it a little too late. Ball's on the floor. Terrence is fighting for it. Patterson will be tied up. The arrow points to South Lafourche. Boy, Terrence had the right idea. Yeah. He just saw it a hair too late. Jaden was open down there.
Patterson shows some quickness in that paint.
Cantrell to Petrie on that high post. Terrence backs down, loses the dribble, gets it to Smith at the rim with the floater. No. Rebound goes to Johnson. 6:15 to go in regulation of a tie ball game. Johnson attacking off the bounce, shoots the floater. No. Rebound to Cantrell. Cantrell pushing it through. Can he get all the way through? Shoots the mid-range. No. Rebound goes to the floor. Cantrell tries to come away with it, but it'll be knocked out of bounds off the Jacks.
Torpin's got lucky there. That's not a shot you wanted from Carter Cantrell.
Jaden Smith takes a breather. He's played some of the best minutes of his career. Santamont will try to finish this one strong. Chubby T to inbound, gets it right to Santamont. Easy one. They burned them there. Now with a 2-point lead, can you get a stop and go back at them? On a wild night and a loud gym here down the bayou. McDaniel waiting on the screen. Tarpons jump the screen, steal the basketball. Cantrell lays it up and missed the bunny. Now here come the Jacks. And they'll throw it out of bounds. Tarpons got to convert that shot at the rim a minute ago, but Patterson gave it right back on the turnover. 5:23 to go in regulation. South Lafourche up 2.
Tarpons going to come up with a set play and get Cantrell for a layup on the right side.
Cantrell on the right side.
Oh, they covered it.
To Chubby T. You're working around the Savoie. 5:08 to go. Cantrell curling at the rim. He's bodied up. He's tied up. The arrow points to Patterson. 5:03 in regulation. Charles. Crowd urging defense. Charles getting that double screen. Tarpons jump the screen, steal it away, but they can't corral possession.
Yeah, the ball went off of the Tarpons, but it looked like they had maybe a foul before.
They get it inbounds to Haywood. Oof. Oh, man, a lot of contact. Haywood on the left side of the floor. Top of the key three. No, rebound goes to Cantrell. Tarpons trying to get a 2-possession lead. Up 2, 4:26 to go. Terrence to Cantrell on the left side. The Santamont top of the key, kicking it to Cantrell for a 3, short. Rebound goes to Santamont, loses it. It's out of bounds off of the Tarpons. Good hustle by number 2, Johnson, knocking it off of Cullen Santamont.
And good hustle by Santamont.
Yep. And boy, if you're the Tarpons, you got exactly what you wanted. An open shot from a shooter, just didn't quite convert. 4:07 to go. Patterson across the timeline, trying to get it to Johnson. They do, and he traveled. Good call by the officials. Exactly 4 minutes to go in regulation. The Tarpons are up 2, trying desperately to add to that lead. Petrie to Savoie, getting it to Cantrell. Cantrell back to T. T all the way through at the rim. No, rebound goes with a foul on Cullen Santamont. Boy, the Tarpons so many times tonight have had shots at the rim, open threes, just opportunities to really balloon this thing, and they just haven't done it. Leaving a crack in the door for the Lumberjacks as Jaden Smith checks back into the game. 2 team fouls on the Tarpons in the quarter, none on the Jacks. 3:38 to go in regulation. McDaniel dribbling it across, working on Kobe Cantrell. Penetrates. Feeds it inside. That's a walk. Instead, it'll be lost out of bounds to South Lafourche. Either way, good sportsmanship by Cantrell helping him up.
Tarpon's got to take advantage of these turnovers.
Yeah, both teams have not scored in a while. Petrie across the timeline, loses
how's
the
that not a
dribble,
foul?
but he steals it right back at the rim, lays it up and in. And it is a two-possession Tarpon lead for maybe the first time tonight. Charles, behind the back dribble, stolen away. Cantrell splitting the defenders. He's fouled. 3:04 to go in regulation. The Tarpons lead by 4 with the basketball.
He's talking to his player.
Yeah, it's about to be 5-on-4 here. Cantrell wants the ball. Luckily for Patterson, they had a guy tying his shoe. Cantrell getting it to Savoie. Petrie open in the corner for a three. Oh, in and out. Rebound goes to the floor. Cantrell trying to secure it. Patterson's got it. Charles, long pass to Haywood. Haywood, a long three. No. Rebound to Jaden Smith. 2:47 to go. Tarpon's trying to hang on.
You good with Haywood shooting that. There's nobody to rebound for him.
2:38. The Tarpons up 4. Cantrell. To Cantrell for a three. No. That's maybe not the look you want. Maybe wanted to run a little more clock there on that one. McDaniel. Now Johnson spinning through, kicking it to the corner. Haywood with a three. No.
Oh, he missed 2 in a row.
And a timeout by Coach Pokey. And I think the message here from Coach Pokey will be, guys, if we're open, wide open, we'll take it. But if not, running some time and getting fouled is okay here with 2:17 to go in regulation.
Full timeout.
It ain't going anywhere.
Right here, the Tarpons, you got to be careful now. First thing, you have to inbound the basketball.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're telling your guys, hey, look, we do still have 2 timeouts. If you get in a bind, you get in trouble, we do have timeouts. You do have the arrow. So you got some things pointing in your direction.
Tarpons have 2 timeouts.
If you're Coach Pokey, are you telling the guys to try to possess the basketball until you get a layup here?
The possession before, Kobe Cantrell had a wide open look at the top of the key. He's got to shoot that one.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, it may not be the shot, but it's hard to tell him, look, when you got 9 times out of 10, man, you got to take that shot.
And to be fair, if he makes the shot, this place goes crazy.
Yeah. Now here, first thing, inbound the basketball. This is where the foul rule comes into play, where teams you can be physical now. Hopefully they call the fouls.
Patterson is backing up. They are not bringing any pressure. 2:13 to go. Savoie, Cantrell on the left side to Santamont. Working it back to Savoie. Tarpons looking to be patient here. Chubby T at the top of the key. Petrie. That's it to Savoie. 1:58 to go. Terrence standing still near midcourt. 1:50 to go. Attacks into the lane, blocked away. And the Lumberjacks have the basketball. Patterson gets it in transition for an open three. No. Rebound goes to the Jacks. And they'll get another open three. Hayward got it. You just can't give them that many open looks. They had missed a bunch of them in a row. And then finally they convert that one and call a timeout. 1:32 to go. It's 51-50. Patterson calls a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, now look, each team with 2 timeouts. A lot of fouls to give, man. I don't like this situation with the new rule, because now you're letting defenses be more aggressive. And if officials don't call that little bump.
Yeah. If you're Patterson, is it just, hey, man, we're going and playing super tight, and if we foul, we foul. It doesn't matter. We're not in the bonus yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You can go and be aggressive on defense.
You got 92 seconds on the clock. You got a 1-point game, and you got two teams that have been throwing haymakers at one another. Cantrell will walk it across the timeline. Kobe Cantrell's got it on the left side of the floor. Gets it back to Big Brother. Now Savoie on the right side. Aiden Savoie gets it to Santamont. Tarpon's working it around the horn. 1:13 to go. Terrence trying to get the ball is being denied. Cantrell picks up the dribble to Savoie. 1:05 to go. Patterson's going to have to extend the defense and start trying to foul here at some point, or the Tarpons are going to just do this until the game's over. Cantrell back to Big Brother. Throws it nearly away. Savoie's got it. Boy, you got to get this ball back to the top of the key. There's a fan who lost the basketball onto the court. That will stop play. With 46.2, now you got to get it back in bounds.
And Patterson, they need to take advantage of this and deny.
Oh, that's tough. And they'll get it in the Cantrell. Will play on. There's a foul. That is their second team foul.
Now, you see what's going to help now. The coach told his players to foul, so now the referees are looking for it. So you're going to get these fouls called.
44.3. Remember, if you are watching your first high school game in a while or just need a refresher, it's not going to be any 1-and-1. When the Tarpons get in the bonus, if they get in the bonus, it will be 2 shots. Petrie across the timeline. He's pushing the foul. That's intentional. Foul. They didn't call it, but it is a regular foul with 39.3 to go. That was a shove in the back. That could have very easily been an intentional foul. They've got one more. Then the Tarpons will be shooting after that. So 2 more fouls than free throws. 39.3 to go.
Tarpons may try and score off this inbound pass.
Savoie gets it to Petrie. You got to come foul him. Terrence being bodied up. There's the foul with 33.6 to go.
You see, that's the thing. He was fouled on this side of midcourt.
And all it takes is that ball to pop out and then a run-out layup, and it changes everything. But now if you get it in bounds, one more foul, the Tarpons will be shooting free throws. And it is worth noting, South Lafourche does have the arrow. Savoie gets it into Cantrell, who's trapped. Coach Pokey is calling timeout.
Yeah, that's a good timeout. That's a bad spot to inbound that ball.
So 31.6 to go. Patterson will be attempting to foul. The Tarpons will be attempting to get the ball in bounds and trying to make some free throws here.
Tarpons down to 1 timeout.
Obviously easier said than done, but you're probably trying to get the ball into 0 here. You want Terrence probably shooting these free throws. Kobe Cantrell, one of those guys.
Yeah, and what Patterson can do is I would double team Terrence and force him to throw the ball into somebody else. But if you do that, you're not guarding the inbounder.
Which could create a layup, potentially.
So
now, let's play hypothetical here. Let's assume the Tarpons get the ball inbounds. Let's assume they get fouled. Let's assume they make both free throws. You have 2 fouls to give. Or are you making them use some time, committing a foul, making them re-inbound the ball?
Absolutely. Man, it all depends how much time is left.
Now, I just went over a bunch of hypotheticals. The Tarpons have to get this ball in bounds. They have to make the free throws. It is a 1-point game. Tarpons in front, 31.6 to go. Savoie gets it into Terrence Petrie in the corner. Will attack, will pull it out. They got to foul him. They've got to foul him.
Oh.
They'll pull it away, and who's the foul on? Is it on Terrence?
Foul's on Terrence.
So they'll call a foul on Terrence. Patterson's got the steal, and they'll have the ball with 20.6 seconds to go. The Tarpons have the arrow. Can South Lafourche get one stop here?
Patterson's got to inbound the ball here. This is not an easy task.
They will get it in. Charles. 15 seconds to go and a timeout by Patterson. They have one left. 13.1 on the clock. If the Tarpons get a stop, it's a full timeout. We're not going anywhere, folks. But if the Tarpons get a stop, they've got to hold on, get fouled, and try to get out of here. If the Jacks score, things get really dicey for the home team.
Okay,
what a game.
What you do here, Patterson's calling a timeout to set up a play. So here, let them inbound the ball, one or two dribbles, and foul.
Yeah.
Now, what that does, it doesn't put them at the foul line. It puts them in the bonus. Next foul, but they can't run the play they just designed right here.
Yeah. Because
you could be inbounding the ball from a different spot on the court, and if you change on a high school basketball player, you change where they inbounding the ball from.
It throws everything off.
Yes. So I would go ahead and foul.
And it's almost, Brian, it's almost like you'd be daring them then at that point to call their last time out. Because they do have one left.
So you can afford to be aggressive.
The Tarpons do have some things going their way. They have the arrow and they have a foul to give. Patterson, of course, has possession of the ball.
And look, they called the timeout. Once again, you got to inbound the ball. They might try and get Johnson on the block.
They're trying. I think that's where it's going to look to go. Tarpons got him front and in back.
Good.
They will get it into Verdon. Verdon attacks off the bounce. Kicks it to the corner. Hayward.
Short.
Missed it. Rebound to Santamont. Gets it to Cantrell. Cantrell's fouled with 2.7 to go. This game is not over yet, but it's looking a little better for the Tarpons, especially with that one foul to give.
And who had that rebound?
Santamont got it to Cantrell.
Yes, that was a great play by Santamont. He got rid of the ball before they can even come and foul him.
You are up one at the line. There's 2.7 to go. Cantrell missed it.
Then the Lumberjacks are not going to call a timeout.
2.7 to go in a 1-point game. Now a 2-point game.
They're not going to call a timeout.
They're not calling timeout.
This is amazing.
Long pass down the floor. Now they call a timeout with 1.3 to go. So Patterson will have 1.3 seconds. They will have no timeouts. They will have no means to run the baseline. Basically, if the Tarpons deflect this inbounds pass, this game will be over. But if Patterson could catch and shoot, they'll have a chance to maybe steal this one on the road in what has been just a crazy game.
And look, the last possession Patterson had, they went to their guy. You had enough time. You could have got it on the inside. They elected to get their shooter the ball.
I'm not sure if I'm Patterson's coaching staff, I'd be debating.
Did they put more time on that clock?
They did. They put it up to 2.3. So that'll give them an extra dribble or two. If you're Coach Pokey, you have to take this foul to give as soon as they get it in, right? Make them just the process of inbounding the ball is going to take a second or so. Coach Pokey is discussing something with the official. I don't think he likes the time that has been.
Well, I think he's right. There's more than 1 second that had to run off the clock.
Patterson is out of timeouts. 2.3 on the clock.
Patterson's still in their huddle.
It's going to take a heave-ho, but guess what? They made a heave-ho at the end of the third quarter. They're not guarding the inbounder. They do, again, have a foul to give.
Yeah, 0. Yeah, there you go.
Hayward to inbound. Long pass.
Nope.
Stolen away. And it'll be tied up. Will they put any time? I don't know. Coach Pokey's on the floor and the students on the floor. They think this game is over. The Tarpons have the arrow, so either way, they'll feel good about it. And it is game over. South Lafourche will get a 52-50 win over the Patterson Lumberjacks. What a ball game. Wow.
Yeah, they try to get Johnson the ball coming off with two screens, but good defense by the Tarpons on the end.